Today's our topic is international travel. We continue as the topic. Before proceeding, I want to share a hadith with you, which is reported by Ibn Amr. A man asked Prophet ﷺ, which Islam is the best? He replied, feed the poor and greet those whom you know as well as those whom you don't know. So we were discussing international debt and problem. External debt, we've discussed international and domestic debt, facts about developing countries. Now we're moving toward the public debt management function. Uh, in this video, you understand the concept of public debt. Now we are discussing the function and its what is all about. Public debt is concerned with the decision of form of public debt in terms of which new bonds are sold, maturing debt are redeemed or funded, the portion which different form of public debt should be issued, the pattern of maturity of debt and ownership, etc. It is by Professor Abbas. Its function, what are the function of public debt and how to manage, in the form of issues of public security, the form of refund of public debt, the portion of different types of debt to be issued, the pattern and structure of interest on security, authoritative decision making in public debt. These are their functions. Uh, Now, what are the relevance of public debt management? Public debt management, increase or decrease of debt. Public debt has effect on the working of any economy. Public debt influence the formation of economic policy of the country. It utilize of public debt Utilization of public debt will foster or hamper the changes in economic development. It's necessary to know the conditions which are essential for the implementation of public policy. And finally, it gives the knowledge about the actual amount required for a certain policy. What are the objectives? The objectives of public debt is it helps to raise the purchasing power and effective demand and depression period and vice versa during inflation. It provides sufficient funds to economy during war period. It's strengthen the money market of the country, beneficial for the economic activities of government, and should not have any adverse effect on the economic condition of the country. Let's watch this video.
Total worldwide debt has never been higher, and yet there's little sign of this current wave retreating anytime soon. Now, with the coronavirus outbreak being declared a pandemic, governments have announced hundreds of billions of dollars in stimulus packages that will send debt even higher. So just how worried should we be if it all comes crashing down? Global borrowing has been growing rapidly, so rapidly that many are concerned it is quickly becoming unsustainable. The Institute of International Finance estimates total worldwide debt, which is made up of borrowings from households, companies, and government, surged to a staggering $253 trillion at the end of September 2019. That's a whole lot of debt, more than 3 times the annual economic output of the entire world. It works out to roughly $32,500 of debt for each of the 7.7 billion people on the planet. What's more, the group says this figure is only going to increase. The World Bank believes the speed and scale of this debt wave is something we should all be worried about. So much so, the group has urged governments around the world to make it a primary concern. But let's take it a step back. Put simply, debt is created when one party borrows from another. It allows individuals to buy something they wouldn't normally be able to afford. That has its benefits. For example, you might take on debt when you get a loan to buy a car or mortgage on a house. This allows you to pay back the cost of those investments over time instead of all at once. The cost of this service is the interest rate. At present, interest rates around the world have fallen to historically low levels. This has made it cheap to borrow from banks, meaning businesses can make large investments and homeowners don't need to spend as much on their monthly mortgage payments. There are drawbacks to a low rate environment though. Individuals aren't likely to see much of a return on their savings, and both people and businesses could load up on too much cheap debt. Something we're seeing